ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the board, I welcome you all to the 27th Annual General Meeting of the Glory Kota Holding Berhad, which is held in compliance with Section 340 of the Companies Act 2016, which stated every public company should hold an annual general meeting every calendar year. I wish to thank you all for your presence at this 27th AGM and your continuous support for the company, together with all fellow directors. For the presence at this 27th AGM and your continuous support for the company, together with all fellow directors. We are pleased to be able to connect with you and answer any queries that you may have relating to the company and the agenda of today's meeting. Before we proceed any of the business of this AGM, I will explain the conduct of the meeting today. We will start by putting forth all the resolutions after all the agenda items have been tabled. We will proceed to present our responses to the queries received from the minority shareholders watch group. After we will move on to the questions and answer session to address questions related to the agenda items and resolutions tabled for approval at this meeting. We will first address questions from shareholders tuning in online, followed by questions from the floor. The voting session will be open at a time which I will announce later during the meeting. Once the voting session is open, you may vote at any time during the meeting proceedings until completion of the question and answer session. We will try our best to answer all the questions which are based or similar in nature. We will group the questions and provide a single response for those present at the physical meeting venue today. And kindly switch off your mobile phones. This is to ensure smooth proceedings at this annual general meeting. Please be informed that any form of photography or recording or video or audio by shareholders or proxies throughout this meeting is prohibited. An official video recording of this AGM will be uploaded onto our website for public viewing before proceeding with the agenda for today's meeting. Hence, I hereby call the company secretary to confirm whether we have a quorum to proceed with this meeting.
Thank you, Council Chairman, Directors and Members. I am pleased to inform you that meeting is based on registration data given by the boardroom share registrar as at 2 p.m. today. First and foremost, we have a total of 22 members and proxy representing approximately 84.02% of the total number of issued shareholding have registered for today's AGM. Thus, according to clause 70 and 72 of the company's constitution, 2 members personally present at the meeting or by proxy or corporate representative should constitute that we have a quorum to proceed with this AGM.
Thank you, Fatiha. As a company secretary has certified that we have requisite the required quorum, I proclaim the meeting to be properly convened. All of our directors are present, and allow me to introduce my fellow directors and members of senior management in attendance. Firstly is our independent non-executive director, Nurul Ainun Amni Asana, and company secretary, Ms. Siti Nur Fatiha binti Rusli. We have our chief executive officer, Ms. Nur Hayati binti Hasan, independent non-executive director, Wan Fati Nur Alia binti Karudin. Then we have our non-independent non-executive director, Dato Muhammad Alif Shami bin Akmal Azidin. Non-independent non-executive director, Dato Nur Najwa Aina binti Muhammad Yusuf, followed by Siti Norani binti Alias, our chief financial officer. Furthermore, also present at this meeting venue are external auditors, Mr. Azrul Nazrin, a representative from Ernst & Young PLC, from Hong Leong Investment Bank Berhad, Ms. Nurul Atasha Zainuddin, our poll administrator, Mrs. Umuhani binti Rosli from Issuing House Services, Sendirian Berhad, our scrutineer, Nur Adila binti Sadon from Cooper's Professional Scrutineers, They will be available to answer any questions relating to the auditor's report later on. I shall now call the meeting to order. Ladies and gentlemen, the notice of the 27th AGM dated July 2023 calling this meeting to order has been issued to you together with annual report of the company. If there is no objection from the floor, the notice convening this meeting shall be accepted as read. In my capacity as chairman of the meeting, I have been appointed as proxy by some shareholders, and hence I will be voting in accordance with the instructions in compliance with the main market listing requirement of Bursa Malaysia. All ordinary resolutions set out in the notice of the AGM will be voted by floor. As chairman of the meeting, I hereby demand a poll to be taken on all resolutions pursuant to Article 73 of the company's constitution. Our poll administrator, Umuhani from Issuing House, will conduct the electronic polling. During the meeting, shareholders, proxies, and corporate representatives may submit questions in real time using the query box on the AGM website throughout the meeting. In addition, I also wish to inform you that pursuant to paragraph 8.29A of the listing requirements of Bursa Malaysia Securities Berhad, the Glory Kota Holding Berhad, being a listed issuer, must make sure a resolution put to vote at the general meeting shall be decided on electronic poll. I now invite the representative of Boardroom Share Registrar to conduct a presentation on the poll procedures and functions available within the convened AGM online portal.
Thank you, Chairman. Good evening to the Glory Kota Holding Berhad behind the Board of Directors, shareholder and proxies. I am the full administrator appointed to provide the electronic poll voting processes services at this meeting. So I will now explain the process for the electronic poll voting during registration this evening. You have been issued with a passcode slip upon registration. Then proceed to the voting station and present the passcode slip to cast your vote. You can cast your vote by selecting the appropriate option and clicking on submit. Upon successful submission, the message vote have been successfully cast will be displayed. Once you have submitted your vote, you will not be allowed to modify your vote.
Thank you. Now, CEO Ms. Hayati, we can now proceed to present the group's financial performance.
Thank you, Tan Sri Chairman. Good morning to the Tan Sri Chairman, fellow director and shareholder. I will just move on to the highlight of group financial performance. No increment to director fees for the year end 31st March 2023. For the full year end, the director fees have been reinstated to pre-COVID-19 levels following the independent directors' voluntary 10% fee drop in the financial year ending 31st March 2023. The chairman reminds the members that the pay of the independent director is detailed on page 89 of the annual report 2023. He also notified the members that the director who are interested in the motion will be abstained from voting on it. Meanwhile, comprising solely of meeting allowance of up to 100 and 4,000 to non-executive director for the period from 28 July 2023 until the next AGM of the company to be held in 2024. The chairman indicated that the aforementioned expected meeting allowance was based on the number of scheduled meetings as well as other variables that may need extra board and or board committee meeting as well as the number of non-executive directors participating in the meetings. Most importantly, the actual meeting allowance incurred from 30 July 2022 to the company 27 AGM, which is on 27 July 2023. were 134,000 as opposed to the 134,000 as opposed to the 104,000 agreed at the 26th AGM last year. Thank you, Chairman. That is all my presentation.
Thank you, Ms. Hayati. I shall now put forward this agenda item to the floor for question and discussion. We have received a letter from MSWG for this meeting. For the benefit of our shareholders, may I invite the representative of MSWG to raise the questions, and the board will answer the questions accordingly.
Sure, Council Chairman. I am a representative from MSWG, and I would like to ask, can the board please update us on the timeline of the special dividend and capital repayment arising from the disposal of the Glory asset to Amanat Lebuh Raya Rakyat Berhad?
To respond with that question, the special cash dividend will be declared upon completion of the proposed disposal and receipt of the completion amount from ALR. And it is expected to be paid to our shareholder within 45 days of receipt of the completion amount, subject to our company's availability of cash balance and retained profit to comply with section 131 and 132 of the Act as of the date of declaration of the special cash dividend.
Are there any questions from the floor?
Yes, Council Chairman. I would like to ask, how does the minimum wage affect the company?
Thank you for the question. The percentage of employees affected by a minimum wage adjustment is very minimal, and as much the impact of the company is also minimal at this juncture.
Thank you for all the questions you have given to us. You may still ask questions because it is still open. And thus, those who have not yet, the questions will be posted on the company's website as soon as possible after the meeting.
I second the motion.
Now, let's move on to the next agenda, which is the re-election of directors under clause 100 of the company's constitution. I would like to inform members regarding the re-election of Dato Muhammad Alif Shami bin Ahmad Azizin and Dato Nur Najwa Aina binti Muhammad Yusuf under Resolution 2 and 1 respectively. Both of them have decided to retire upon completion of this 27 AGM, and they are eligible for re-election as mentioned in clause 100 of the company's constitution.
I propose the resolution. The purpose is renewal of authority for purchases of own shares by the company.
I second the motion.
Thank you. Let's proceed with the next agenda. The next agenda is about the approval of payment of directors' fees. Let's start with the fees first. The total fees amount to 422,000 ringgit. Hence, the amount represents the amount of directors' payment that have been reinstated to pre-COVID levels after independent directors took a 10% cut. For more clarification, the independent directors' remuneration is written on page 89 of the annual report 2023. And in addition to this, the interested directors will abstain from voting on the resolution. Now let's move on to the directors' benefits. Directors' benefits amount comprises solely of meeting allowances. These amounts up to 104,000 ringgit to non-executive directors for the period from 28 July 2023 until the next AGM of the company to be held in 2024. Those allowances are estimated based on the number of scheduled meetings and other factors which may call for additional meetings of the board and or board committees as well as the number of non-executive directors involved in the meeting. However, if the payment of meeting allowances during the aforementioned period exceeded the estimated amount sought, shareholders' approval will be sought at the next annual general meeting. I would also like to mention that the meeting allowance incurred is 124,000 ringgit, which is more than 20,000 ringgit of what was originally approved. Extra costs are incurred because there are unplanned meetings such as special board meetings and special audit risk management committee meeting held following the receipt of offers from Amanat Lebuh Raya Rakyat Berhad to acquire all the securities in the Glory Kota Holding Center Berhad and also System Penyurayan Traffic El Barat Berhad. The 50% owned associate of the company via System Penyurayan Traffic El Barat Holdings Berhad, 9 Berhad. Thus, approval of the payment of additional meeting allowances of 20,000 ringgit to non-executive directors incurred for the period 30th July 2022 to 27 July 2023 is needed. May I have a proposal for the resolution?
I propose the resolution.
I second the motion.
Okay. Let's move on to the fifth agenda. The fifth agenda is regarding the reappointment of Mrs. Ernst & Young PLT as auditors of the company and to authorize the directors to fix their remuneration. We have made discussions with them and they showed willingness to continue to serve as the company's auditors for the financial year 2023. May I have a proposal for this resolution?
I propose the resolution.
I second the motion.
Now let's discuss the next agenda, which is authority to the directors to pass an ordinary resolution authorizing the directors pursuant to section 75 and 76 of the Companies Act 2016 to allot and issue shares not exceeding 10% of the total issued share capital. The primary purpose of this resolution would give flexibility to the board of directors to issue and allot shares at any time at their absolute discretion and in the best interest of the company, without having to convene a separate general meeting. This authority shall continue in force until conclusion of the next annual general meeting. Now let's move to the next agenda, which is to consider and if thought fit to pass an ordinary resolution empowering company to purchase or hold up to 10% of the issued and paid up share of the company. The meeting noted that this authority, unless revoked or varied by the company at the general meeting, shall expire at the next annual general meeting.
No, Council, there is no other business.
The next item is to transact any other business which due notice should be given. Ms. Teha, do you have any other business which might need consideration?
No, Council, there is no other business to be transacted.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have done with all the items of the agenda and now proceed to e-polling vote for all the resolutions. We shall commence the voting sessions now and we will give you roughly 15 minutes to vote. In the meantime, Ms. Inorani Binti Alias, our Chief Financial Officer, will take the meeting through a short presentation on the company's performance for the financial year ended 31st March 2023. Thereafter, the company's responses to the pre-submitted questions from MSWG and shareholders received up to 26 July 2023 will be displayed. Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention please? The results of the poll are already in my hand. After the scrutineer verified the results, the meeting shall resume now for the declaration of the results. I am going to read out the resolution and the results of it. Firstly, Resolution 1. The voting percentage is 87%. For Resolution 2, the voting percentage is 99%. For Resolution 3, the voting percentage is 94%. For Resolution 4, the voting percentage is 99%. For Resolution 5, the voting percentage is 99%. For Resolution 6, the voting percentage is also 99%. For Resolution 7, the voting percentage is 94%. And for Resolution 8, the voting percentage is also 99%. With that, I shall now declare the meeting closed. On behalf of the board, I sincerely thank you and appreciate your attendance today. Thank you very much.